what we're doing over here, sorry for the distraction, but Josh's brother, my other son Aaron, is in Afghanistan and wants to watch. So we just hooked him up on Skype because he's part of the family and he knows all these guys. So we wanted to be able to at least try. Don't know how well it's going to work. John Hatch is another one of the extraordinary crew of sons that I have that I never met. The first time I met John, he was painted blue, had a cap on that had like beer cans, and was acting the fool. It was at a prep school football game, and Josh had introduced us to him, and it wasn't a minute later that Esther reached out and smacked him for saying something totally beyond the pale. Something totally uncalled for. I love John Hatch. I do. I really do. He is grown immensely. Also, very, very intelligent. People don't pick that up at first. He may not look, he comes across a little bit. This guy has a mind as sharp as anyone I know. And he thinks very deeply about a lot of things. Of all the cadets, probably even to include Josh, I get more calls from John asking kind of philosophical, practical questions. What would you think about how we should handle this situation? And he genuinely wants to be a very good officer, and he's actually going to be a very good officer. He already could have. He passed that point a while ago. But he still is working as hard as he can at it. He is a combat veteran, like Chandler, like Josh. He was a scout. He was a medic. He is going to be a bomb disposal expert, God help us. He is a guy he assumes the role of the class clown and acts goofy. There is great depth to John Hatch. Great, great depth. I mean, it's not like an onion where you peel it back and there's more layers. You'll never run out. It's more like a deep coal mine. You'll never get to the bottom. You can't go deep enough to get to the bottom of it. He is just fun, a good guy, always willing to help. There's still a little bit, even though you're 26? There's still something of the puppy, the eagerness, the knock over the plate. Did I do good? Did I do good? But his soldiers are going to love him. And quite honestly, if you have any kind of company commander worth a damn, he's going to love you too. There is a chance your company commander will feel threatened. Quite honestly. Because, as we get past the initial stage, the pendulum tends to overcorrect, not correct back. And there's a chance that your commander, once he discovers all the stuff about you, will be a little bit threatened, but you're going to be a great officer. And I hope fervently that you stay in touch with us. I don't want to lose you out of our life. It's just one of the great pleasures is to have Chanji and John and a couple of the others just part of our life. And I really don't want that to end. And now we have Cassidy, there she is, who is, John and Cassie, if you don't know, are an item. She's a midshipman down at the Naval Academy, which happens to be about a 20-minute drive from where we live. So now I come home. Before I used to come home and I would open the door when we lived here. I didn't know how to lock the house. Literally, I did not know how to lock the house. And I would open the door and say, hello. And more often than not, I would hear John, hello. Now I come into our apartment, which I do know how to lock, but it doesn't seem to make any difference. I come in the apartment and I say, hello. And from time to time, Mayor Cassie, hello. So it's good. I mean, when Esther and I moved from here, John took a pass in his truck and helped us move. No one asked him to do that. That's John. That's John Hammond. Always there for you, always helping, always ready to have fun, ready to bring a laugh to the party, but thinking about important things and just being a good man. So I thank you for you. Thanks for, you've enriched our life immensely. And I have stories about you that I won't share in this forum. Although if you buy me a beer later, but everyone has John Hatch stories. Anyone who's met John Hatch more than before this ceremony has their own John Hatch story. Just a good guy that I'm proud to call a part of my family. So let's do this. You've had oaths before. This one's different. We talked about it. Think about how it's different. I state your name.
I, Jonathan Mark Hatch,
Do solemnly swear
swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic.
foreign and domestic.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
That I take this obligation freely,
That I take this obligation freely,
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion.
or purpose of evasion.
That I will well and faithfully
And that I will well and faithfully
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
of the office upon which I am about to enter.
of the office of which I am about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Family, please come forward. You do. We still have Aaron?
You're going to be like this forever.
Yeah, he looks good with it, King.
He's turning yet?
No.
It won't. Oh, no.
Oh, I will. Just pinch my shoulder a little bit. Get some fabric.
Well, you're going to be the first one who doesn't become an officer.
You can do it. Let me just bring this up a little bit for you. Let me just fold in this stuff in between.
I hope you all have an all afternoon.
Okay, then try it again with the. Okay, try it again. No, I was video.
You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Everybody's mangling him.
Round two.
Dad, can you step back a little?
Yeah, you scrunch it up one side, and you scrunch it up the other side.
See what I mean?
Don't mind. And then just push down, push down. There we go. Thank you very much.
and gentlemen, Lieutenant Hatch.
Now, my Uncle Bill here is going to give me my first salute.
No, John. You have to say
All right. First off, there's a lot of you guys here. I want to thank you all for coming from far away, from California to Massachusetts, Maryland, and really, I didn't intend to ever come to West Point. I'll be honest with you guys. It was through a freak chance and a letter that my dad tossed to me in jest that this all began. And due to pressure from my stepmom Sue, who's wonderful, and talking with Colonel Haskins, I stayed on at West Point. And I'd like to thank them all for keeping me here. And then my friends, Josh, Angie, Chandler, even you, Ethan. I forgot. All of y'all, just thank you very much for being here. This is probably the coolest day of my life so far. My friend Matt, one of my best friends in the world, he came all the way from Fort Campbell. He was my supervisor and is still one of my best friends to this day. I want to thank you for coming up. You're it. Thanks, Charlie.